Hey, there we go. Forgot I needed a microphone for this all to work. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Steve from He Who Binds Himself going live. Hopefully the music is not too loud and you can hear me just fine. We'll turn it down just a little bit more. This is all new setup, so trying to get used to this, figure out how all this shit works. On our 1 year anniversary that we released our self-titled debut album, and I feel really silly sitting here talking to myself. So I'm gonna stop sitting here talking to myself, and I think we'll jump right in and get. I got some of the guys online here. I got Nathan and Gabriel on side cams. So let me. I'm gonna switch scenes in the broadcasting, but I'm gonna have to do some configuration real quick. So let me switch that over. All right. So let me grab. I gotta grab Nathan's link here and throw him. Oh, hang on. Let's see. We're here. So he looks all nice and squared up. What's up, Nathan? We should have some. Why don't you talk and let me make sure we got some audio? I don't know. I'm gonna mute that. I don't think we do. So give me uno momento. I must do that. And then I must I have to add an audio source. Okay, well they can hear me. Let me So we got him on here. Oh, Gabe's a little stretched out. Ooh, Gabe, you're looking a little. All right, so I got him stretched a little bit to fit the frame, but we'll go with that. That's funny. Okay, wait. I got to get your guys' audio in here. So let me add an audio device. We'll call it all audio for now. And I think the one I need is that one. So, hey, why don't you guys say hey?
Yo.
All right, I got readings. Hey, Kat.
What up,
Kat,
y'all?
our promotional manager. I think you're watching this online. Do you got audio? Can you send me a Facebook message? Let me know if you're hearing these guys. Why don't you guys? Hey, Nathan, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Nathan. I do vocals. I write words, and then I say them loud.
Actually, switch.
But
listen to that bit there.
It's a great opportunity to celebrate. I think to kind of talk a little bit about the album, the music that we've done, and how it really holds up. And I think it really is, for me, it's definitely timeless. And just the sheer aggression that we were able to capture together is something that I'm really looking forward to continuing and even amplifying further still together. So it's a good time to kind of just take pause and say, that was pretty cool, man.
That was pretty cool, man. So just to recap, we're meeting here. I'm Steve from, now that I know we got everybody's audio working, Kat sent me a message and confirmed everything seems to be a-okay. So I'm Steve, the guitar player for He Who Binds Himself. I'm here with Nathan, the vocalist. And what side is he on?
Vocals.
There. And then, yeah, you got to point to Gabe. Yeah, and then Gabe's on the end over there. Hey, Gabe, why don't you say hi? Other way. Yeah, other way, Nate. Yeah, there you go. He's over there. Hey, Gabe, why don't you say hi? What's up, dude?
Hello. How's everybody doing out there?
What do you do in the band again?
I think I play guitar every once in a while. At least I try to.
Try to. So yeah, I mean, with this pandemic, well, you guys have been jamming. I haven't jammed with you guys in about a year, but you guys have been getting back together, yeah?
Yes.
Keeping it going
jamming.
strong, staying safe, but keeping the metal going, man. You know,
got to do what you got to do. Right?
We've really been cautious, and if there's been any kind of concern, we've made sure to just stay away and make sure that everything's good, and then get back together and just continue that cadence. And so, yeah, there have been slight gaps, but really nothing that's hindered the, continuity of what it is we've always done. And that's, getting together and playing the songs and making new ones.
Yeah. So, Gabe, you guys have been jamming with a new drummer. I haven't even had an opportunity to jam with the new guy, but for those out there that are listening and don't know, we got a new drummer. His name's Andy Luffy. He also jams with a band, Atoll, that you may or may not be familiar with. If not, go check them out as well. But we were in need of a drummer, and we've known Andy several years through the scene in various different bands. Word got around, and we made contact, and now we got Andy. Unfortunately, I don't know if he's working early, but he was not able to join us tonight. And I don't think Mark is able to join us tonight, if I recall. I think he's working late tonight. So, yeah, Gabe, what's been going on with Andy? I mean, tell us about, he walked in and had to learn these songs, and how's that been going, too?
It's been going really good. He came in and learned all the songs really fast. New stuff, sending things back and forth, obviously, like you said, because of COVID and all that fun stuff, sending things back and forth via the interweb. And we've just been trying to keep progressively moving forward. And so far, things are turning out really well.
Nice. Now, there's 9 songs on the album. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And I mean, from what I understand, Andy came in the first night, knew 3 songs pretty much right off the bat, right?
Yeah, he came in right away, just picked up, and he's been kicking ass.
So we got a question coming in from Facebook. It was an anonymous comment. I don't know why I'm not getting a name, but it says, it's been hard on all the bands during the hellish times. Has the hellish times fueled the fire to write new material? And I guess I'll start off real quick. Yeah, for me, especially being home for the last year or so, been working on lots of riffs. I don't have too many full songs, but lots of riffs that I send over to Gabe. And Gabe, I know you've been writing a bunch of new material. You've been sending me through Facebook, working on some of that with Andy. And
yes, sir.
And I think some of the material on this next album is going to be different. Still in your face death metal, but we're going to add some I don't know, what do you want to call it?
Jeez, man, I don't even know. It's
you're writing some of that stuff. What you got some really mental
I don't think
stuff in there.
A lot of the stuff I don't really follow much of a pattern. I just kind of come up with stuff and hope it fits together and just kind of work it in that way. We've got some stuff that going slow to fast to heavy to just pretty much everything, just trying to cover all bases as much as possible, just whatever feels good.
Yeah, right. Always writing whatever makes our head move. I don't think we really try to limit ourselves in any way.
No, not at all.
I'm writing, I guess, the way I've always written. I'm trying to get a little heavier, I think. I haven't told you, but I wrote about a quarter of something the other day that I think is gonna rip your face off. I'm kind of proud of it. Nathan, you've been writing lyrics and should I say more short stories or short stories that come together as a longer story? Or why don't you tell us what you've been doing artistically during this pandemic?
It's so the album or the collection of songs altogether are
Oh, we're losing him. Hang on, Nate.
Mhm.
You just went all crazy, and now we got nothing, bro. Can't hear you. Stop. Stop. Can't. Still talking. No, I don't think it. I don't think it was me because I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay.
You're coming in actually pretty clear. Nathan, can you hear us yet again or no? Now we lost you, buddy. Know what happened, bro?
He's got something going on over on his end.
Yeah. Is somebody playing Xbox, dude? Tell the kids to get off the Xbox.
No, no more
Xbox right
Fortnite.
now.
Give Fortnite a break for a second.
Yeah. Turn the Fortnite off.
Well, I know that he has songs pre-written already. He's got a bunch of stuff already written, and we're coming in with all these new songs, and he is just kind of using what he already has, and I believe it's already in a story format.
Yeah, from what I understand, you want to try again, Nate? You want to talk? I don't know if he's there. Not there. Well, you could always try closing your stuff and then rejoin the link, Nathan. Everything on my side should stay the same. So if you want to do that, hold on one quick second, Gabe. I'm going to switch cameras, but I have to add our audio source to that. So, uno momento. Paste. All right, Gabriel, say hello so I can make sure we got audio.
Hello.
All right, there you are. I just kind of switched camera angles, so it's just kind of you and me at the moment. So
Technical bugs. Aren't they great?
technical. I don't think it's the stream or you or me or anything. I think it's his phone. When you're connected to that service that you're using to get to me, can you hear him when he talks normally?
I was able to hear him earlier, but then he cut out right when same thing happened. It got all squiggly and everything like that, and then same situation.
All right, I think he's back.
Now he's back.
Let's switch back to that camera. Oh, I gotta fix your link. It did change. All right, there's video. Go ahead and say hi. Are you there?
I'm back.
There he is. Hey, all right.
Yes.
All right. Well, technical difficulties. It is what it is. We were talking about some lyrical ideas and short stories that you're writing and to keep yourself artistically occupied during our pandemic outside of playing and he himself.
Yeah, so so it's been really, as far as back to the original question from Facebook about have you been, influenced by a pandemic? And I think, if anything, the influence artistically is really just to have a bigger push to create, for me personally. It's like that it's a great way to deal, so it's like to do more of that helps to it's been really helpful, and it's created quite just a great amount of output for me, and being able to do a whole set of, lyrics in a very short period of time and tell a compelling story, um, which I think will be, entertaining to listen to in the way it'll be presented with the cool musical ideas that, are coming to the table. I believe that we're, kind of moving into some really, our I think our next step, our next
Progression.
plateau, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean,
progression. Good word.
so this is actually the stories and this conceptual idea that you're talking about is actually something that you've had around for quite some time. We're talking about the album. It's the 1 year anniversary digital release. Maybe we'll touch on this a little bit, but a lot of this material has been around for a number of years. I mean, this lineup has been jamming it already, what, 10, 15 years. So, I mean, some of this, there's a
Yeah.
song on the album that already refers to the story that you're talking about, right?
So it's not a reference, it's actually a section of it. And that's kind of the cool thing is that song was written and lyrically was created in 2005.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
think about the fact that 16 years later, now the story will be written around it and it'll be brought fully to life. And understand all of the character development and the importance of, the feelings that are within, that mad scientist type character, and who's just, he just wanted to help people.
Yeah.
But then,
And this the song is
things got really weird.
these eyes see everything, right?
Yeah, these eyes see everything. Yeah.
So there is a lyrical video that is on YouTube that I did actually. So if you want to check that out, that was the lyrical one, right? Yeah. So if you guys want to check
Yeah.
that out, you can kind of read along, and it references this conceptual story that Nathan's referring to and has been talking about for a while, and we're going to try to fit into the next album. That's exciting. There was a question. There was a question I read earlier on the Facebook event page. Somebody had asked, and I'm sorry, I don't have. I'm trying to watch so many things. I got YouTube and I got Twitch and I got you guys running and I got Facebook open. But there was a Facebook message where somebody asked, when did you and why did you create the band, and what is the reference to the name? Where did you come up with the name of the band?
So the origin comes from that, kind of what I had referred to as far as the pandemic coping mechanism. For me, it was, and music has always been an important coping mechanism. It's therapy. And so, I was with vehemence, and I had to kind of start earning more money, and I had to kind of help my family and change my quality of life, and so I had to stay home, and so I needed more music, and I couldn't do it with my band, and so there had to be a new band, and so that was He Who Binds Himself. And I as I was talking to my friend Brandon at the time, we were discussing the idea of this band, and I presented to him this poem from William Blake, and it was, the reference, and someone called it out right. We had an interview not too long ago, and it was great because it was like, yeah, you nailed it. It's the poem Eternity by William Blake. So if you ever have a chance.
Oh, hold on. I think we lost your audio again. Damn it, Nathan. Try again. No. We lost you, dude. Nothing. Why don't you, yeah. I can't hear a thing he's saying, but that goes to show you guys, hey Gabe, don't go away. Okay, we'll get to you in a second. I know I put you on hold. I'll be right back. But that just goes to show you guys, oh, I got VNC playing. Let me stop that real quick. Even though we couldn't hear Nathan, just some of the body language, you know, I knew what he was saying. He was going to disconnect and come right back. So we had a thing on Facebook that was kind of directed to me. I'll get over to Gabe here in just a second. Rich, who's a friend of ours through Cat, our promotion company. He's the drummer of Day of Doom. Sent us a message through Facebook. It said, excuse me, I'm drinking some beer. It says, "Isn't it great? We are not just musicians, but we are now TV producers and engineers." So, yes, Rich, absolutely. I'm fortunate enough to have a technical background in computers and stuff. So, I'm kind of the techie guy in the band. Oh, I see Nathan's back. We'll get right back to him. I'm the techie guy in the band. So, as I mentioned, we put out a lyrical video for These I See Everything. I did that. I do all of our recording demos, and Gabe records from home. And we have a service like it's called OwnCloud. I run my own server, but it's like, you know, Google Drive or OneDrive or what's the other one, Dropbox or anything like that. And we share ideas that way. I'm gonna get back over to Nate real quick and let him finish his story about the title of the naming of the band. Let me switch. Did get him back in here. There he is. Are you there? Nathan, talk.
Yeah.
There he is. Okay.
Am I back?
You're back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So we were on the naming of the band. The naming of the band.
Well, I'll give you a solid another 2.5 minutes before I cut back out again. But anyway, to hopefully paraphrase it within the constraints of my technical fucking difficulties, excuse my language. It was, you know, the William Blake poem, and I've always been compelled by William Blake because my father named me after William Blake. My middle name is Blake, and so I felt directly connected to that poem. And I thought it actually, when we changed slightly the wording to "he who binds himself," I found that very appropriate in the context of, with vehemence, I couldn't go anywhere. I had to stay home. And so technically, I was kind of binding myself to my surroundings and less able to move about.
Right. And
And
we've
so,
embraced
you
that
know,
idea quite a bit in the imagery too, as far as
Yeah.
like, you know, embracing that idea of binding yourself either emotionally or mentally, putting yourself down, as far as our imagery and like that. So that is a great story.
Yes.
For anyone that may not know or not, Nathan was also in Vehemence for a number of years. Signed the Metal Blade and did some good touring around the world, or in the continental U.S. Did you guys get overseas, or just in the U.S.?
Just the U.S.
Just
for
the
me.
US. Yeah.
Well, we did Mexico.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
But I
counts.
mean, that's still, I mean,
North
honestly,
America.
yeah, you drive there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and being in Arizona, you could throw a rock.
I mean, it's
from
a
there.
day trip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if anyone's
Pretty
familiar
much.
with Vehemence, we got a question I'll get to real quick. then you're familiar with his writing style and very emotional in some cases, and I think carried that over with your material here, which is good. We have a question, Nathan. What other poets do you enjoy?
So
You like
it
reading?
for me, yeah, literature was always good, but poem is something very limited for me in the context of simple poetry. I kind of adapted into lyric writers as more of my influence, and as far as like who I love for writing, I would just pinpoint, and I think, you could call him a poet in a sense, but for Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson is he's kind of the leader of that band, an old 70s kind of eclectic. If anybody knows the reference, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, kind of lyrically, there's a lot of that within me, and I've heavily drawn influence and have a passion for those words that he's written. um, and there's conflicted camps about it, but Jim Morrison for me is another one where it was like I really got, kind of deep into some of that really, even, hallucinogen driven, drug
Yeah.
driven artistry with
I am
words and creating imagery.
not
So I
afraid
love that.
to admit that I am a big fan of the Doors, just that whole
Yeah.
vibe and all that. Big fan. So I get that, and you're very well spoken. Anybody who has ever spoken to you on the street, very well spoken and educated, and I think that conveys in a lot of your and stuff like that. I don't want to leave Gabe over here just staring at himself, so let's flip back over.
He's playing words with friends right now. He's fine.
he's playing what's the Among Us right now. There we go.
I
gotta unmute him. Let me unmute him. Hey, all right, you're back. Hi, Gabe. Sorry, we got a little lost with Nathan's story, and then he had technical issues again, so we had to have him restart his shit. So hey, while I got all you guys back,
excuse me, I need to get off of oh fuck. Totally lost what I was about to say. Jesus Christ. Never mind.
Oh man, totally screwed that one, dude. Yes. Oh. Hey, we just give a shout out to Ryan Miller, guys. He's connected there on YouTube watching us. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Yeah. For all you guys that
Miller.
Yeah, for all you guys
Excessive
bleeding. Yes, Ryan Millen. He hit me up on Facebook. I was like, "Hey, dude, jump on the chat." And also, Michelle Barassa, you guys, is also joining us on YouTube. She contributed some of the logo and original artwork for the band. So that's cool to see her joining us here. Trying to
and always been good vibes since she was Scott Slagle's neighbor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She says hi in the chat. I got a family, Nick, member in California, is joining us. Trying to scroll through some of the chat just to make sure I didn't miss anything. You. I'm just scrolling through some of the chat, trying to make sure I didn't catch anything. People are just saying hi. And Nick's out there, Michelle, Ryan, Kat, and everybody. All right. So, don't do that, dude. See, when you do that, you screw up my stream, bro. Because I don't have you set up to go sideways. I have you set up this way.
It was an accident.
And
I was petting the dog.
And I'm like the worst one, because I don't know if you guys ever seen me. I post that vertical video syndrome It's with the puppets,
Oh.
and they're talking about not putting your videos this way. You're supposed to put them this way. But I have everybody going this way right now because our eyes go this way. They don't go this way. Have you guys ever seen that video I posted? It's vertical video syndrome or something. You got to watch it. It's freaking hilarious. It's with puppets. I mean, come on. So let's say hi to Gabe. Gabe, what are you doing? You're looking blue.
I know. I don't know where that's coming from.
You got some blue light going on in front of you or what, bro? Staring at a computer monitor.
Always
in front
playing
of you?
around with the lighting, man.
Yeah. So how you doing? Hey, we were talking about Nathan. I'm gonna mute you for a few minutes, and we're gonna switch over to Gabriel. Gabriel's. We were talking about Nathan, and he mentioned that his middle name came from his father and the poet William Blake. So we might as well. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
So you're a native, of course. So you have a very cool name, Gabriel Sunrising Oso. And Oso means what? Tell us about your name.
Bear. Oso means bear.
Oso means bear.
So Gabriel Sunrising Bear, as
go.
my friend Pat Parker says all the time.
That's awesome. So obviously you got some heritage. So that's pretty cool. And you like writing death metal.
Yeah, I do enjoy writing the death metal.
Tell us a little bit about your gear. What are you jamming? Ibanez guitar?
Yeah, Ibanez RG 1570 Prestige. Have some Seymour Duncan blackouts in there, and the good old PV 6505 for a head, and then obviously some custom cabinets that you happen to loan to me with some V30s in it.
Yeah.
So
there are some old but very solid crate cabinets that I've had for a while, but we ripped those speakers out and put some straight from the box Slush and vintage 30s in. Those fucking things are crunchy, dude.
Sounds killer.
Good. Yeah, that sounds good. And you're a fan of the Prestige because of the neck, right?
Yeah. I like the thin neck on the Prestige. I can't think of going to anything other than that, really, to be honest with you. I've tried other guitars, and that's the one that pretty much sticks with me.
Yeah, and that's a nice one for anybody who hasn't. Oh, let me my phone back on so I don't miss any message. For anybody who hasn't seen it, it's nice and sparkly.
Yes, it is.
It's sparkly, so that's cool. That's always fun. So hey, we got a question coming in from Facebook. How long have you been playing guitar, Gabe? How long have you been playing guitar? What is your musical instrument background? How about that?
Pretty well. I actually started in elementary school playing the clarinet. And I moved away from the clarinet. I played that for about, 2 years or so. And then, metal as fuck. And then got into the junior high and started taking some classical, Spanish classical classes, beginning guitar. And they were teaching us a bunch of the easy stuff. And then you move up to grade 2 and you start learning a little bit more of the classical stuff. And from there, I just kept on going. So over 20 years.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Any family members that pushed you in that direction, or was it just kind of your own adventure? Or
It was my own thing, but my mom always was there to support me in doing whatever I was doing. So yeah, she was always there.
Nice. So that question was directed to both of us. So my answer is actually very similar to yours. I don't know if we've actually ever discussed it before, but I'm the same way. I can remember I have an older sister, and she played flute in probably was high school for her. And I remember being 4, 5, 6 years old, trying to learn how to play that thing, and of course, trying to figure out your lips to play a flute at that age is nearly impossible. But later got into 3rd grade, picked up saxophone. So started with saxophone all through 3rd grade through through high school. Took a year keyboards when I was around 10 or 11. And then picked up guitar and just fell in love with the guitar and the heavy fucking music, writing crunchy riffs. Yeah, about I'm 44 now, I think. Started playing guitar when I was like 11 or 12. So what is that, 30 some odd years, something like that? Can't do math.
Yeah, me either.
And
Over
you're
20 is a safe bet.
Yeah, over 20 is probably good. In all of the first couple of interviews that I was doing, we can touch on this real quick too, since you're basically one of the, Nathan being the original member who started this band, but you were there kind of in the beginning too. But real quick, since we're talking about heritage and your background, but you're not a native of Arizona. You're originally from California. Northern Cal?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my tribe is from Arizona and New Mexico, but I was raised in Northern California and moved down here when I was 12 years old. So, originally I'm from NorCal, out in the country,
Out in the
and then
country
moved down
farming?
here.
Farmland
Yeah.
or what? Yeah.
Farm. Yeah, yeah. Lived on a farm and yeah, pretty much. It was a cool times up there. I miss it. It was nice. Lots of green
Yeah.
trees. We had redwood trees in our front yard, a big giant weeping willow, and then we get out here and all I've got is fucking cactus and desert.
And dirt.
Bunch of cold.
and then they paint all the houses brown too, right? Like dirt
I
brown to
know.
match
Yeah.
all the dirt.
Yeah.
You want the
Pretty much.
houses to blend in with the dirt around them. But yeah, a lot of green in North Cal. I was in Santa Rosa, I think it was, which is near San Francisco, I think, in the Golden Gate and stuff like that. It is so green
Yeah,
there, dude. So
where I
green.
was around. That's where I'm from. We're
Oh,
not
right.
Santa Rosa, Sebastopol, which is right in the surrounding area.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. I was up there. I was playing a show up there with Autumn Zen, and it was yeah, very hilly and very green, and I got to go over the Golden Gate Bridge, so that was kind of cool. One of those bucket list kind of things. I'm just
Yeah.
checking messages here real quick. Do you have a guitar or jazz routine? One of the questions that came in was if you and I ever guitar battle. I don't know if we ever Devil
Guitar
went down,
battle?
yeah, like Devil went down to Georgia, kind of battle one of each other. No, I don't think we really do that. I think most of the time, we'll one of us will jam a riff and just kind of jump right in with one of another. And usually,
I
it
might
ends
have
up being a
accidentally
song.
hit you with my guitar moving around, but
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
happened
that's
once
as
or
much of a
twice.
battle as we've ever had.
I think you get your hair stuck in your guitar often at shows.
That's
In
happened a
fact,
couple times.
yeah, I think on one of the videos I was watching the other day, I noticed that your hair was all entangled up in your tuning pegs and stuff like that. I was kind of laughing.
You can't
myself.
tell from here that I've actually got a lot of hair.
Yeah, he's got it. And you usually wear it tied back, except when we're playing shows and you bring it.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the beginning of the band and you being one of the originals. So Nathan started the band in like 2004, I think, is what we all ended up calculating. And Ketty says hello to Shell. Ryan Miller. Since you're all blue, Ryan says, "My boy Blue." We got a comment from Nick. He says, "All the crunch." I appreciate you guys joining us. So at least we're not just sitting here talking to ourselves. Feel free to ask some questions or whatever. It's cool. But you were one of the original members. I think you also joined in around 04, 05, but not on guitar.
No, actually, I was playing bass in two bands back in the day. One called Schlitzkrieg and another one called Inducing Terror, and played bass in both of those bands. And Two Metal Chris gave me a call and asked if I wanted to come down and try out for this other band, He Who Binds Himself. And I came down, and things just clicked and went forward from there. I played bass for a few years, probably. Man, I don't even remember how many years it was. You might want to ask Nate on that one.
Well,
He
you were
remembers.
still on bass when I came in, right?
Yeah, it was a long time.
So
It was
I
a long
came
time.
in 08. I think it wasn't until, and then we switched to Nefarious Seed for a year or two because we were doing
And we had two bass players.
two bass players and three guitar players.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a interesting adventure.
Yeah,
Endeavor.
So we were trying something different. It was kind of during the meld of the original lineup with Nathan and I think Brandon was already gone at that point. We had another Andy. Actually, we had Andy York,
Yeah.
or the original
Uh-huh.
Andy Schroeder too, from Vehemence was the drummer. And
Yeah.
there was like Rob and Scott, and of course Mark from Vehemence. So it was like this kind of meld that occurred with different bands that fizzled out in the scene, and us kind of coming together. I was hanging out with Mark doing another project, and that kind of went south. And with his knowing Nathan and Andy Schroeder, who are playing in He Who Binds Himself with You on bass, we started hanging out with Scott and Rob, and I don't even remember. I don't want to get into the details. Whatever it was, Rob went a different direction, and Scott went a different direction, and we brought it back around to be He Who Binds Himself, and it was almost pretty much the lineup we have now, other than the drummer.
Yeah, and
Now
we
we
did
had
like for a while we were doing a hiatus where we were only playing a show like once every like maybe 2 shows a year.
yeah,
And then we
because
decided we all wanted to get back together and
yeah.
just reform and try to keep going at it.
Well, we were all doing like this was like almost like well, let's bring let's bring Nathan back in here. Back here, let's see.
No, he's there.
He's over there. Do that. Second, he pop back up.
Is it? Oh man, is it?
And see if he pops up here. I see him over there. Know what's going on with you, bud? Let me try over here. That
Well,
My
Nate
phone's dying.
thinks you dropped out for a while there.
My phone's dying.
oh, I hear him. I'm sure everybody else can probably hear him. We can hear you, but for some reason, switch back. Oh. Uh-oh. I was not doing that.
I know, right?
We
Got to be
can't.
careful of that too.
Yeah, I suppose. We can't see you, Nathan, but we can hear you. I think. Why don't you talk so I can make sure? Are you there? Say hi.
Can you? You can't see me.
No, I can't
Are
see
you
you,
back?
but I can hear
Hi.
you.
Can you hear me?
So that's okay though.
Well.
We were. Oh wait, there he is.
Perfect.
You're there. You're there. Hang on. Let me just. Do that, and then we come over here.
I wish I knew how to do all that stuff.
All right, we got you. I think we got you.
You've got to figure out a general setting on that so that every time he comes back, it just snaps right in the frame.
Yeah. It's definitely something with your internet, because even your video is kind of a little choppy and stuff like that. But we got you. You're back, and you're, well, for the most part, you're centered. It's fine. Hey, while we're talking about it, since I just saw you take a drink.
I just see you and me again, Gabe. And you're sitting the same way.
That's okay.
I just see you and me again, Gabe.
We're all there.
The same way.
I don't move.
It's all right. It's actually
now you're
dude.
frozen.
It's
close. My Gabe impression.
Oh man, the mysterious Nathan.
That's the best.
Yes. We got a couple questions coming in, but we were talking about the origins of the band and I don't even know anymore. Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Do I need to move more? I guess I need to move more.
No, yeah, well, that'll make
drooling.
That'll make the video all more choppy and stuff. Hey, while I got you guys here, I'm gonna.
Don't want that.
It's over here. It's over here. I can't. Oops. That didn't hide the label very well, did it? No. Hey,
I'm just saying.
Cheers.
You're very centered. You're very dialed in.
Thanks.
Steve.
Got the shit going, dude.
Where the
Dude, cheers. Your camera's over
I
here.
thought he was the one. I thought he was the one doing the thing. Are we? What's the thing? What's going on?
We're doing a cheers. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm sitting there looking at Gabe drink a beer.
Anniversary.
I'm sitting there looking at Gabe drink a beer.
He's
yeah.
You're all duplicating audio in the stream because I don't
well,
know.
At least we're drinking a beer.
Cheers.
Drinking a beer.
Cheers, guys. I appreciate y'all getting this album done, and cheers to everyone out there watching. We got a big thumbs up. I hear the jar. What are you talking about? Nathan, a jar on the shelf over there.
He dropped something on the fucking ground. I don't know what the hell it was.
Oh my god.
What, that's my beer. Tech is the greatest enemy of the stream. That's true. And I didn't even hook up my stream deck. I actually have this little device that's lets me switch all this shit, but I didn't have time to set any of that.
Steve just flailing about in the video. Is that what's going on right now?
I might. I'm actually gonna.
Shut it down.
Hey, I'm gonna turn my video off for you guys, just for Nathan and Gabe, because see if that helps improve their performance at all. Gabe, you're coming in great, dude. Everything is you look good, dude. You look good. You've been eating.
I'm not blue.
You've been eating good?
I'm not blue anymore. I can change that.
What'd you do? Have like a blue? Oh, there he is. My boy Blue. Comment from Ryan Miller. Hilarious. Check out Excessive Bleeding.
Pause myself every once in a while.
Just see what. Sorry. I just sounded like an 80-year-old smoker there. You had me laughing. Yeah. So, how's it going, guys? Working. Luckily, keeping some income coming, supporting your families. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Good. I don't know what else.
Yeah. Keep them busy.
Give me a second. I'm gonna do something. 1 second. Hang on.
He cut out for a second. Now he's gone. So, Nate, how are you?
All right, I'm back.
I got nothing. I got nothing but
I got it.
But a black screen. There's no Steve, man.
I'm here. I turned my video off for you guys just to try and improve.
On our view, like
I can turn it back on. There you go. Hi.
Oh.
See? I was just trying to make it so you weren't so friggin'
Well,
jumpy.
I can hear you. I'm worried that something's wrong.
No.
I worry about you.
You're good. You're good. So we got a question coming in.
Well, if it helped, then
no, it doesn't help at all. You're seriously choppy. What kind of internet do you have at home?
Now everybody's out.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is it just me? Am I the only one here now?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that every once in a while just to try to throw you guys off.
Don't ask. Century Link.
Michelle's got a question for us.
Oh,
Link.
what's your favorite
Michelle
memory
wants to
you
know-
have from a show? Okay, so hey, we just lost Nathan again. Oh, there he is. He needs to move
And
to.
favorite death metal band of all time.
Oh, all right. So
Century Link. Fuck
Two
your
questions.
Link.
Who
Yeah.
wants to go first?
I'm
And
gonna
I got 5% left on my phone.
Well,
so.
you better go get a charger, dude. You
Ah,
were
Jesus.
not
Dude.
prepared.
Wait, what was the question?
The question
What was
from
it?
Michelle was, "What's your
What was
favorite
the question?
memory you have from a show?"
What'd you say? Favorite death metal band of all time? What'd you say? Favorite death metal
Oh,
band
dude.
of all time?
You're duplicating in the stream, man. You got to go to a different spot of the house. Go
Favorite
outside.
death metal band of all time has got to be. Oh. Man, I just throw out Deicide. I would.
Deicide. Yeah.
Favorite death metal band. Deicide.
Is that
That's it.
so? I mean, what band got you
What
into
was the
death metal?
Oh, okay. So that was the first
No, this
part.
is
I
my
missed the first
question.
part. Oh,
This is
okay.
my question. So your favorite death
Okay,
metal
what-
band is Deicide, but what was the band that
It's
like
gotta be.
Deicide also? That's the band for me.
They got me into death metal. I could tell you the day I went to Zia Records and I was given a mixtape by a friend, and it had among many groups. Let's see, it was Deicide, it had Obituary, Immolation, Morbid Angel, and Possessed, I think, something like that. But it was like, Immolation was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. But it was like the standout to me was Deicide, but Obituary was close to that. And so those were the two cassette tapes I purchased that day that I went to Zia Records and bought used cassettes of those bands. And I was like, okay, this is like the most amazing stuff. And I basically wore those out and had to buy the CDs because the damn cassettes broke. But,
Yeah,
it was like that, so it would be Obituary and Deicide, like it on the same level for me.
World
I guess
Demise.
at the same time.
The Obituary World Demise CD, I think, is the one that I had.
Gabe was yeah. No, it was the incomplete. It'd have to be the incomplete.
Yeah, I think mine was World Demise, but same thing, Deicide. Like I was already, growing up, I already had some rock.
Highly
influences.
recommend to anybody looking.
It's lagging out on us. Go ahead.
Well,
What were you saying?
yeah. Well, yeah. There was. It's like a building process, right?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was like my mom.
Well, it's like a building process.
Because I know you're lagging out again, so just hold on. It was like Elvis and the Monkees and Cher and shit like that for my mom, and then my brother would introduce me to things like Prince, and during that era, and then I Friends and stuff, DRI and Sick of It All, and then Metallica, but then a bass player buddy of mine, Bill Page, back from New York, who's still in the hardcore scene over there. I've drawn a blank on his band. I'm sorry, Bill, I'd mention it otherwise, but he same thing like you. He brought me over a cassette copy of Deicide, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta check this out." And I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" Put that thing in the tape deck, and it was like, oh my god, this shit is awesome. And from there it was death metal, going forward. I'd already heard things like Metallica and Slayer, but once you hear, Deicide with those crunchy friggin' riffs and Glenn's vocals at that age was
Yeah.
stupid ridiculous, you know.
It's brutal, man. It's the best. Yeah.
Trying to see, let me check
Totally.
the questions here.
Agreed. And that's the album.
Yeah, that was the album. As
Can
a
you
matter
still
of
hear me?
fact, yeah, I still hear you. You're a little laggy, but that was the album. And
All right.
we were talking about cassette tapes back then. I had a classic Camaro that my dad and I were working on, and it had a cassette deck. And that tape that I mentioned basically lived in that car's cassette deck. I had that car when I was, 16, 17 years old. I still have that car. It's parked on the side of my house. That cassette is still in the cassette deck. It will never leave that car, dude. It's like, it's like that cassette. It's like Christine. You know what I mean? It's like that cassette just lives in that car,
locked.
dude. Yeah, it's just in there.
Yeah.
I think we got Gabe back, so let me switch back over to him here real quick. Nathan, I'm going to give you a quick break and we'll switch over to talk to Gabe for a moment. So if you need to go tinkle or anything like that, feel free. Now's the time to do it. Switch over to Gabe. What's up, Gabe? So we were just talking to Nathan. I would have had you in there with us, but he's still having a little bit of laggy issues. So it's just better if I talk to him one-on-one. It says we got a black screen on Twitch, so hopefully that'll reset. Let me pop that in the messages real quick.
So did you guys give all your answers for the questions so far?
I have a couple more. I'm just kind of winging it, dude. I didn't have a total plan on this. I'm actually super happy that this is even working. Yeah, I mean, Nathan dropped again. Yeah. I'm super stoked this is even working, dude. This is kind of cool. So the question that came through was favorite death metal band. I know that's going to be a tough question for you. Why don't you tell us why?
Yeah. I flop around listening to all kinds of metal all the time, but if I was gonna have to put a favorite death metal band of all time, I probably spent most of my youth listening to Morbid Angel. But if I was gonna say a favorite album, I would probably have to say Malevolent Creation's Retribution.
Oh, nice.
Which was a badass fucking album.
Yeah. Back in the day, before the internet, I actually ran a bulletin board and it's called Malevolent Creation. Although I wasn't like a huge fan. I had a problem in the early days with like now I love death. You know what I mean? In the early days, like the Scream, Bloody Gore albums and stuff, like I had a hard time, even with some of the early Morbid Angel, even though I was a big fan of Morbid Angel and I did listen to them, but just some of the early Sepultura too, some of the early recordings were just so
Sepultura is a good one. I might have
dirty.
to change my answer.
Making you think about it now, right? But just some of those recordings were so not good.
Right.
That it was hard for me to listen to some
a lot
of those
albums back in the days. Recordings were terrible.
Yeah,
but we loved them.
Yeah. So I Nathan's was Deicide was one of his favorite and biggest influences into death metal world, and mine was the same. So that's kind of cool. And what was the other one? So we were talking favorite death metal band is hard for you because you're the guy in the band that's constantly listening to new material, constantly surfing Spotify or YouTube Music or whatever streaming service you're listening to on that particular day, and
actively seeking out new music all the time,
bringing us some new stuff, some stuff I've never even heard of before either. You know what I mean? What was that one beneath? It started with a B.
Started with a B.
Yeah, human something or other.
Fuck, I don't know.
Trying to see if I just opened Spotify to see.
Humanity's Last Breath.
Yeah, that's what it is. Human. I said human. That one's really good. I like that one. That was a good
Yeah, they're fun.
recommendation. Anything recent you've listened to that you like?
Local band out here actually that isn't really death metal, but they cover a lot of different genres of music and stuff like that would be a band like Bear Ghost. Those guys are pretty amazing. They do a lot of vocal harmonies and stuff like that too. God, who else am I listening to right now?
In the chat, Rich from Day of Doom, we share a promotion company with him. He threw out Suffocation. Me being
Suffocation, definitely.
Me being a New Yorker should have definitely been on the top of my list. Pyrexia too. I want to throw those guys out there. I fucking love those guys. Yeah. Chris is awesome. I talked to him on Facebook quite a bit. Did a website.
Suffocation. I might have to change my answer again.
Yes. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a hard question for you. Your video totally froze on us, but your audio is still with us. So we're just kind of looking at you like you kind of look like you're really high right now.
I know.
You're just stuck with.
I'm logged in over here on YouTube too, so trying to do all of this and pay attention to the 7 or 8 or 10-second delay that's going on with everything.
Yeah. That'll mess you up, right? That'll mess you up. I don't even see Nathan in here anymore. Yeah, when I was
every time I take a drink, it's like I'm taking 3.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Now you just look like a drunk online. When I was doing I did that DJing for the radio show. Actually, if you, I think you can still hear me. Can you still hear me?
Is that it?
Oh, hey, you're back. Got your video.
Okay.
Back. Oh, good. Yeah, you're back. Nathan's still gone, so it's just us. Yeah, when I was doing the internet radio thing for a while there was a delay there, and trying to keep up with the chat is probably similar to here. We've already moved 10-15 seconds into the conversation and people are catching up in the chat asking questions, so it's kind of weird. You got to go back. Nick also loves Suffocation. Hey, we got Liz Chapman is joining us on YouTube. Hey Liz, what's up? Liz and I go way back back to late 90s, early 2000s, in a band Eroticide that I played in.
Cool.
Catch up in chat. See questions. Coasting pretty good here. Yeah, even Kat's mentioning there's like a 3-minute delay between YouTube and Twitch, so that's kind of you're talking death metal bands. I guess it's just you and I for now. Somebody did ask earlier, I think it was on the event page, about merch and stuff like that. What kind of merchandise do we have? All of our merchandise, I guess you can get to us through our Facebook page or our website, hewhobindshimself.com, has all of our contact information, links to all our social media. I handle most of that stuff, so you can just email me or Facebook message me. Some of the stuff that we have are these patches. I only got a handful of these left, probably about 15 or so of these guys left. And then we have, so I actually had to pull, I didn't realize this, Gabriel. I just went through the box earlier today, but I don't have any more of these. These are gone. So I'm going to have to do, angle this the right way. I'm going to have to do a reprint of these shirts. This is actually my personal shirt with the head and the logo. So if you guys are interested in these, let me know and I'll order some more of those. I didn't even realize we were out of them. guess I mailed out the last one the other day and didn't even think about it. And then we have some of these shirts with the logo on the front. I enjoyed your suffering. Back, which is lyrics from one of our songs, Alone in Suffering. And then, of course, we have our CD. I should probably take the saran wrap off.
Did you show the pins? Do we still have pins?
I don't have pins, so thank you for mentioning that. We have a deal with Metal Devastation. You can go to metaldevastation.com, Metal Devastation Records. He has pins, I believe. I don't have any more. I know he made only a handful, so I don't know how many of those are left. The ones that I had were only demos, so I only had like 3 with.
Yeah, those were pretty cool.
Yeah, but he does have pins. They basically look like the patch, but they're about I'd say about an inch by a half inch or so, an inch tall by a half inch wide. Then I have a bunch of CDs. The lead light's gonna give. I still have a bunch of CDs, and Metal Devastation has a bunch of CDs. So we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of our digital release. So we had a problem. I can't remember the exact timing with COVID and the pandemic, but I remember we had ordered CDs and everything went on lockdown. So our CDs were actually sitting in a warehouse for, I think it was like 3 or 4 months. You know, that's why we kind of have 2 different release dates. We have a digital release date, which was a year ago today. And then we have our actual physical CD release date with Metal Devastation, which is in May. So maybe we'll do another one of these in May to celebrate that. But because of the pandemic and stuff and the delay in the CDs, we just opted to release it anyways. Still don't see Nathan in the streams, just you and me.
All right.
So one of the questions was, how long did it take us to write the material for this debut album? And then there were some questions about the recording process. So let's talk about, I guess, so we were talking earlier about the creation of the band and Nathan doing it in 2004. You came on as bass player around that time, 2004, 2005. There was a different lineup with different guitar players. You guys had quite a few songs written. I mean, at least a set list's worth, right?
Yeah, well, we had a whole album that we actually recorded, but the recording wasn't up to where we wanted it. So unfortunately, that one never really went anywhere. This album, however, the new stuff, God, man, how long have we been doing that one?
There's 9 songs on the album, and only one of them is from that original setup, that original lineup, that original carryover from 2004.
Yeah, Head in a Jar, or These Eyes See Everything.
Yeah, These Eyes See Everything. And that's the album that Nathan was talking, or the song that Nathan was talking about earlier, about his concept idea of this mad scientist that basically eats himself and ends up just one arm and a head in a jar. So that's the only song that made it over. I came in around 2008, and that's when we started writing some material. So I mean, a lot of this material goes back all the way to 2008. So we're talking 12 years.
Yeah,
but on and off. 12. One of the things that we were talking about earlier, before we had some technical difficulties, was that it was kind of a side project for a lot of us. Nathan had just left Vehemence. When I came in back in like 2008, 2009 area, I was still doing Autumn's End.
Right. I was jamming with Invading Uranus.
Invading Uranus, and you had Furthest from Faith for a while too, which I really dig that
And
name. That was
Furthest
a
from
cool
Faith,
name.
yeah.
That was a cool name. So yeah, I mean, a lot of us had some other projects. I'm going to do some name dropping. We were talking about Deicide, so I want to shout out to Chris Canella because super proud of that dude. I played with Chris in Autumn's End prior to, or kind of the transition of Autumn's End into He Who Binds Himself, and played with Chris and here in the local Arizona scene and some West Coast tours and stuff. And he actually is now in Florida, representative of Dean Guitar and jamming as a guitar player in Deicide. So shout out to him. That's fucking cool. And it just so happens,
Chris is a good dude.
yeah, he's a good guy. And it just so happens the bass player also in Autumn's End plays in Insight, which we mentioned Sepultura. L plays bass in Insight with Richie Cavalera. So shout out to those guys too. And they're doing their thing, man. I don't know if you follow them or not. They were just in California. They just recorded some new material. So, shouts out to them. This being kind of a side project, it was on and off for a while. We weren't really practicing regularly, and most of our practices we were drinking very heavily, and we were playing shows once a year, once every 2 years. We wouldn't even practice for a year and get a phone call. You guys want to play a show? Yeah, sure. Show up and play a show. It was kind of on and off.
We'd get together for like a week, run through the songs. Somehow we never fucking forgot them, which was insane.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, the muscle memory that's come out of these songs. It's like they just come, play them.
Yeah.
And then after over time, the other projects fizzled out. Various members came and went. Now we have this lineup. Oh, hey, Liz just mentioned that her friend joined Insight on guitar. That's awesome. Yeah, they just got a guitar player about a year ago or so, a couple months ago. So congrats to him. That's super awesome. They do a lot of European festivals and stuff. I'd love to do that. It's such a mind trip to think about. It'd be pretty cool. I forgot what we were talking about. Remind me.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Shit.
Don't ask me.
Aren't you paying attention, dude? You're supposed to keep me on track.
No, man.
No, man.
Not my job.
Not your job. I gotta check my messages real quick. Oh, the material. So some of this material goes back all the way to 2008. Let's talk about the studio. Some people were asking about how long did it take us to record? Where did we record? Stuff like that. So we recorded here at a studio called Villain Recording with an engineer named Byron Filson. He also plays in a band called Pelvic Meatloaf here in Arizona. Kat's asking, yeah, it took us, I mean, like I said, Kat, a lot of this material originated back in 2008 on and off. The band had actually went on a hiatus for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years at one point. And I was still kind of writing material. I know you're always writing. And we kind of put it back together. Yeah, so I mean, over the last 12 years or so. And then, of course, I lost my other train of thought. Yeah, that's what happens with the delay. See, people catch up in the chat, and you got to switch your thought back.
You start looking over and you get sidetracked.
Yeah, and you're drinking and smoking and doing stuff. The recording. So we recorded at Villain with Byron. Check out Pelvic Meatloaf if you like hardcore material. They're very good. That was your first time recording at Villain Recording. Is that right, Gabriel?
Yeah. And it was a really cool experience. Byron really knows his shit. It was super easy. I was able to get in there and get all the songs done in a day, and I just drilled through it. thought I gave myself carpal tunnel the next day, but
Yeah, I mean, and Gabe says he did it in a day. It was an 8 or 12-hour session. Eight, I think,
uh, 8 hours.
and then another 4 the next day, right, for the solo work on Why I Ate Them.
Mm, yeah, I don't remember if I went back after that.
I think you did. I don't remember either. I think it was an 8-hour session and a 4-hour session.
Yeah, okay. So
But yeah, I
12
mean,
hours.
yeah, and we're talking, pretty much back to back jamming 9 songs, 4 or 5
Yeah,
takes each.
I didn't stop. I just kept going.
Yeah, and one of the things that we wanted to do, accomplish in this album was to kind of keep it old school. We didn't want to overproduce it. Excuse me, drinking beers. We didn't want to overproduce it. We didn't want to do a lot of cut and pasting and that and whatnot. So we wanted to keep it kind of straight through. So yeah, just went in and laid down 4 or 5 tracks each of each song. And of course, if there was a bad note here or there, we fix it if we had to. But yeah, Byron is also a guitar player, and he's a super good engineer, and he's got a wicked ear. Like I remember going through the recording process. Like he would hear things that you or I wouldn't hear, and he'd look at us and say, "No, you got better in you. You can do that again." You know what I mean? So that's what you're looking for in an engineer, and being able to lock in with you on where you are in the song and what parts you could do better, and then when it came to editing and doing the mixing and mastering and stuff, he's in there. We're kind of sitting behind him, letting him do his work, and he's just doing this and that, and he's catching flubs or whatever that we didn't even hear. So props to him. Really enjoyed working with Byron out of Villain Recording. We got a question from Lori. Will you be going back to the same studio to record your sophomore album? So we have quite a bit of material already written, given the pandemic, and we had, I think, 2 songs kind of in the works already when this album was finished. So, what are you thinking? We got 3, 4, 5 songs, kind of.
I think we have between everybody, and Mark has a song too. I think we've got a total of 7 or 8 songs.
Yeah, so we're pretty close to
maybe
the next one.
A couple more that I'm working on right now that you haven't heard yet.
Yeah,
so
I got a bunch of riffs that are just kind of floating around. We're looking to see what to do with. So for us, the next album's like hopefully right around the corner. Hopefully, like, unfortunately for Gabe and I, we're both perfectionists. Sometimes we stare at this material too much and tweak it too much.
Oh my God, yeah, especially me.
So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to put the finishing touches on a lot of this stuff and just be ready to go for the next album here in a couple months, or hopefully within the year or so, depending. The original question was if we're going to go back to that studio. What are you thinking? Are you impressed with that studio?
I am, and I would like to.
I
want to do. I want to go back to Byron, but I'd like to do something a little more updated this time. I think that would be the direction I would want to go in. I like doing that live tone for the first album because we played it live for so many years. It kind of fit. I think with this new one, it would be kind of cool to maybe do something a little different and go a little more produced.
Tweak the tones a little. I know for me, some of the stuff that I'm writing is a little more stoppy. So it's a little more gated, and so that's going to be a little different. This album, since the material spanned 12 some odd years, I think it shows in that material. It started off very heavy and very death metal and very raw, And then some of the other songs towards the end, like, you'll feel the change, I think, in the next album, the progression. Nathan and I were talking about the progression. So that should be cool. Just checking messages here and see where I'm at.
Got any more questions?
All right. Well, everything's looking good in the stream. The question from Nick: what direction do you see the album going in? More technical or more brutal? It's kind of it. The material I seem to be writing is more chunky and more brutal. Some of the stuff that I've heard from you, the newer stuff anyway, the 2 newer songs from you are a little more open and
they're a little more, a little more. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to.
It's hard.
Explain it.
So
Yeah.
we have a mix because we have the one song that we were working with, that the one that I did recording on. We're calling it Black Ooze right now, I think, but that's not what it's.
Yeah.
End up.
I think that
one's
generally what happens.
Technical and choppy and surruption-y.
Yeah. I think that generally what happens is, Steve, you write a lot more of the chunky kind of heavier stuff, and I come in with a lot more of the techie kind of stuff. But recently, from what I've been noticing from the things that you've been sending to me, is you're actually still doing the chunky stuff that you used to do, but you're getting more techie with it. And I'm actually kind of going in the opposite direction of, like you said, writing a little bit more open with my stuff, and coming in with more heavier chord progressions and stuff like that. So you still get that heavy sound, but the chord progressions are a little more prevalent. Whereas before, I might have just been doing a lot of like single note picking and things of that nature.
Yeah, and you like to do a little like dissonant chords and the little things that are a little more
right,
quote unquote ugly, so to speak. I don't mean that in a negative term. Just some of the chord progressions and stuff, have that very eerie and
the dissonance. Yeah, I like the dissonance and octave chord and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm really getting into. Dropped your phone.
Trying to prop this fucking thing up.
That's funny.
There we go.
That's awesome. That hurt. Ow. Yeah, so I mean, we don't really necessarily limit what we're writing. It's just kind of what we're feeling at the time and what's just being transcribed from our hands. We have a question coming in, Colleen from Rock Angel Zine. What song off your debut album was the hardest to write? I got to look at the list here. Let me see. So we got To Those I've Killed, Our Will the Way, This Time She Found Us, Alone in Suffering, The Worthless Altar, I'm the Dead God, March of the Bastards, These Eyes See Everything, and Why I Ate Them. What was the hardest song?
For me, it was probably This Time She Found Us?
Yeah. Ding, ding.
No. Fuck. And this is my problem. I can never remember the names of the fucking songs.
but there are songs. You should probably know the names.
I know. This is terrible. It's been 12 years and I still don't know. The last song on the album
Why
for
I
me
Ate Them.
is Why I Ate Them.
Yeah, we call that our epic song.
And that one for me because it's the first song I'm generally a rhythm guitarist. I write rhythms. And on that one, I wrote a lot of solo stuff. So it's really the first song I've ever written that I did a bunch of solo work on. So for me, that one was the hardest.
That was another question that came through. I don't remember who asked it, but one of the questions was, do you prefer writing rhythm, or do you prefer writing solos or leads? And I think both of us are really just rhythm players.
Yeah.
Out of the 9 songs on the album, only 2 songs have solos. Alone and Suffering, all the solo work was performed by me, and then Why I Ate Them, as we were just talking, all the solo work was performed by Gabe. But all the other songs are really rhythmic. If there is any type of soloing, it's really just you and I playing off of each other.
Yeah.
Just playing the octaves or the fifths or whatever.
Harmony. Lots of
Harmonies
harmony.
and stuff that may sound like they're solos, but really, a good example would be, I think it's Our Will the Way, the very last riff, where you're doing the single notes, and I'm doing the chunky chords underneath it, at the end of the song. I think that's a good example where it sounds like it's a solo, but it's really just you and I playing octaves or playing harmonies off of each
Yeah.
other.
Just the progression.
Yeah. Somebody asked if we ever do guitar battling, and I think it's not necessarily battles for us against each other, but it's more just playing off of each other. Like one of the things that you said to me before is like, you'll show me a rhythm and I'll pick it up, and then I'll just start finding that octave or finding that that
Yeah.
that third or that fifth or whatever falls in place. And for example, like that song we were just talking about, one of the new songs off the new
Black Ooze.
Black Ooze, right? We were working on a song, shooting ideas back and forth to each other, and there was a particular riff in that song that just kind of felt flat, I guess would be the right word. It's a great riff, sounded friggin' awesome, but it was just kind of the riff that it was coming out of and going into, in comparison, that one riff kind of was a little flat. And when I was demoing my guitar tracks, I just off the cuff, dude, wasn't even playing. It was like, I'm just gonna throw this note in there, and it just totally changed
And it came out
the feel
really good.
of it, because it gave it depth. Then it put you over here and it put me over here, playing the same thing but in a different octave or a different harmony, and it just really brought that riff and that whole section to life. And cool.
Yeah. And Black Ooze is just going to be a working title for now.
Yeah, we come up with until Nathan puts his lyrics to the songs, we have our own little words. What was the other some of the names off? That's why you can never remember the names off the album, is because we always have these silly names that we start with.
I name all of my shit off of what reminds me of Dungeons and Dragons, fucking creatures, and stupid situations like that. I'm totally the dork of the band.
Well, I mean, Why I Ate Them, I think, was a song that you had written a while ago. Wasn't that the 10-minute song?
Yeah, it was the 10-minute song.
So the running title of that for a long time was the second half of the 10-minute song. That was the name. That was the name of Why I Ate Them, before Nathan came in and put his vocals to it and actually titled it. It was the second half of the 10-minute song. So we always have like those weird little, names. I'm just trying to catch up with some of we still got some questions rolling in. Nick likes that being open is a good thing. It's kind of weird because I think when we were writing this album, I was the one that was a little more not laid back, but a little more reserved. And like you said, you were the one that was being a little more technical and a little more out there. And I almost see that kind of switching a little bit now, where, you're kind of being a little more open and I'm writing a little more heavier and a little more technical riffage, hopefully.
Techy, yeah. That's what I was saying a little earlier. So yeah, definitely. That's I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting with this album when we get everything all written and all together.
Yeah. We have a lot of ideas, so it'll be interesting to see what songs or what riffs turn into songs and make it to the album. How much
we have to figure out a way to get you involved in in the jam sessions.
Yeah, well, we're getting there. You know, we're talking pandemic, so
Yeah.
I've always, so I don't know if anybody knows out there, but I've always had a little history of lung issues and shit like that since I was born. So I really haven't gone anywhere or haven't been jamming with the guys over the last year since the whole lockdown and pandemic. They've been jamming again now for the last couple months. We had the lockdown for 3 or 4 months, almost a half a year, maybe 5 or 6 months. So we had to move all our shit out, put everything in storage units or back home, and then finally got a jam room back. So you guys are back there. We talked a little bit about, we got a new drummer, Andy Luffy from Atoll. He's going to be sharing duties with those guys and sharing jam. They're super, super fucking cool. So shout out to those guys and Wade and everybody. One of the questions is, what do we tune to? So we tune to B standard. Even though we play 6 strings, we play B standard. So that's basically, it's E standard, but with an extra low string.
I've been trying to talk you into doing something in a drop tuning, but you just don't want to do it.
Well, I'll play. When I was in Autumn's End, it was all drop tuning.
I'd have to get another guitar first.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to. So I didn't want to say that, right? I didn't want to be a dick and be like, well, you only got one guitar, dude.
I'm sure you have another one, don't you?
I have a few, but none of them are prestigious, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know. They're all BC Red.
Well, I got BC Red. I got a couple Ibanez, a couple Jackson, Charvel.
Yeah.
You might like the Charvel, actually.
I want to do a 7-string in a drop.
I have a couple.
Do a little of that.
I have a couple. I have 2 7-string. One of them working. One of them is not working. I could get it working. Just needs a neck adjustment. So we have a question coming in. Who wrote the song Alone and Suffering? Do you plan writing another full song for your next album? Yeah, so the way that we kind of write songs is, on this album, I wrote Alone and Suffering and March of the Bastards. Gabe pretty much wrote Why I Ate Them. This Time She Found Us. And To Those I've Killed. These Eyes See Everything Came Back was from the old days, from the original lineup with Gabe and Nathan. And then there was kind of a collaboration. That's what I was looking for Our Will the Way, The Worthless Altar, and I Am the Dead God, I think. So the way that it's just kind of it's just the way it happens, I guess. We don't necessarily have a plan if one person is going to write a whole song or another person is going to write a whole song. It's just if Gabe happens, like, you know, he mentioned for this new album, he's already written 3-4 whole songs ready to go. He brings them to the table and we see, you know, we all look at it. Sometimes we tweak it, sometimes we don't. Same thing.
We'd go off of a voting system too. If there's a riff that one person likes a lot and someone else doesn't like it, we'll do a majority vote, and whatever the majority is, the riff will stay or it'll go.
Yeah, and I'll still tell them how wrong they are.
And then I'll just rewrite it.
Right. Then they'll fix it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't really have a plan. Sometimes I'll write a whole song and bring it to the table. Sometimes he'll write a whole song. Something that we're doing now, especially with the pandemic, is a lot of the times, for me anyway, the way that I write is I have a hard time writing whole songs, but I write riffs. Like, I can write 2 or 3 riffs that go together. And what I've been doing is shooting those over to Gabe and saying, hey, do anything with these? Do you like these? Can you add something to it? And just kind of try to bounce ideas off of each other. Nathan's already, we were talking earlier, he's already got a whole notebook worth of stuff. He's just waiting for music to fit to. Just catching up. Question for you. Do you still play D&D, Gabe?
I play a lot of video games based around like Dungeons and Dragons kind of shit, online MMOs, that kind of stupid crap. Um, if I could find the time to do that, I probably would. But no, currently right now, no. No, unfortunately I'm not.
Yeah, it's mostly working and are your kids back in school?
They are right now, or at
Yeah.
least for this period of time.
Yeah,
Living
mine
in
are.
Arizona though, I mean everything's probably going to shut down again
Did
for all
you?
we know.
Yeah, did you see that we are the highest COVID rate in the world right now?
Winning.
Winning, way to go. um, yeah, my kids are homeschooled, so luckily my daughter is pretty well self sufficient. Takes care of all her stuff herself. I got a sixth grader that I gotta kind of hold hand, walk him through. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've been sitting here BSing for about 2 hours. Think you're done?
Has it really been that long? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's almost one. Almost.
Wow. All right.
So I think I'm gonna let you go. I might play. I wish we could like play together. Somehow have you
About that instrument you play, buddy. Mm-hmm.
that skin flute we were talking about earlier. um,
We'll have to figure that out where we can get something going and do a live jam. That'd be cool.
Yep. So yeah, you can hit us up hewhobindshimself.com. That has links to everything, our social media, our YouTube. I don't know if I have Twitch up there, but Spotify. We do digital distribution through DistroKid, so Amazon Music, Google Music, YouTube Music, some places I've never even heard of. Put all that stuff out there. We have a couple videos on YouTube you can find, a bunch of live stuff from people that have recorded us. We also have 2 lyrical videos. I thought we had 3. Why do I? Oh, we have some live studio stuff that we recorded of you when you were in the studio, me, Nathan.
Yeah, everybody.
Stuff. Yeah, I'm working on that collaboration. Why do I want to say collaboration? I don't know why. It's the beer. That collaboration video where I'll take all of those live ones. I actually forgot about that just now, so I'll have to put that back on my to-do list. Yeah, you can find us all on there. CDs, if you want to hit us up on Facebook, you can send us messages. Anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
Anything else in the chat? I might actually might do it just for the hell of it. I mean, it's already 1 a.m. Watching it.
Not unless anybody's got any questions.
Yeah. I might grab the guitar and play along.
I just died again.
Oh, I just got a text from Nathan. Let's see what he said. My phone shut down, and now he's bumming on the stream. So I don't know if he's watching us or not, but I think his phone died like yours was about to or something. It was good to have him on here anyway. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
All this stuff works. I think I might try and grab my guitar and play along. Unless you want to sit here and bullshit. I'm almost out of beer. Other stuff. I don't know if I'm supposed to show. You got me all worried if I'm allowed to show myself drinking beer online or not.
No way, dude. You're going to jail.
You can't do it.
You're gonna get fined.
It's against the rules. That's funny. So shout out to Ryan Miller from Excessive Bleeding. He was joining us on that, so that's cool. I haven't talked to him in a while, actually.
Excessive.
Yeah. Heard of them. Had some shout outs to the site and Deicide. Michelle's out there and Ketty and Nick.
We shouted out Deicide. I'm sure they will appreciate that
I'm sure
shit.
they appreciate it. It's more of a shout out to Chris.
Canela.
Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Unless you got anything else you want
No,
to
I'm good.
good, and I can let you go. And
Thanks for the people that
oh
hopefully this crazy experience wasn't too disastrous and everybody had a good time. I know I did.
yeah, it was actually in the beginning. I said I feel stupid. I'm going to be sitting here talking to myself, but I'm glad you guys are here because at least I wasn't talking to myself. I have to talk to
You
you
look
guys.
stupid the whole time,
I
though.
look stupid. I look stupid
That was
with
good.
this dumb beard. And see now. So, all right, that's that.
All right, well, I'm gonna log out.
All right. All right.
I got some pillars of eternity to play for a little bit
is that
here.
your is that the one you gave me, or was that one
Did I?
you gave me at the jam?
Oh, that was it. I think so.
That,
I
yeah,
don't fucking remember.
I'll have to see. That is, since I got
Cool.
my new monitors and I actually got a new computer monitor too. I cleaned everything off and now I can't find shit. I was happy to even just get this all working.
Are you gonna try to do some songs, or is that your
Yeah,
plan right now?
I might. Maybe. Excuse me. So for those of you
Classy.
yeah, sorry. For those of you that don't know, back in the old warehouse days, you remember the warehouse with who was it? Ashes of Aaron. Remember that? The warehouse. We were playing with. We had. I think it was Mike Thomas on drums, but Andy Schroeder was in Ashes of Aaron, and we were playing.
Yes.
And, I'd always show up with like a 3-pack of these and a bag of Doritos. That was my jam room.
Etiquette.
Yeah, I have my 3. What are these, like 24s or something? My 324s and my big bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. I laid off the Cool Ranch Doritos though.
No, that's good.
Yeah, I think we should probably stop talking.
Might be a good idea.
But I'm gonna grab. I got it sitting over there. I'm gonna grab the guitar and we'll see what happens. You watch me flub around. I totally did not prepare, so hopefully my muscle memory kicks in.
All right, cool. I'm gonna log out. Nah, well, see you do your thing.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. I'm really happy that this all worked out. It was great.
Cool.
Impressive. So shout out if anybody. All right, I'll let you go, Gabe.
All right, later.
Switch to this camera. There we go. So if anybody wants to know setup that I'm using, it's pretty much OBS Studio. I had those guys another thing called OBS Ninja, and with some tweaking and whatnot, some graphics, set up different scenes as you saw me switch through. So that's kind of cool. And talking to my, hey, who's out there? Anybody still watching? Give me a shout out on chat box. It's kind of cool. I think I see everybody's chats. I see YouTube for sure. Oh, and I see a Twitch chat also. So, oh yeah, there we go, Liz. I was gonna give you a shout out earlier with your Twitch name, but I didn't know who it was. Liz and I go back quite a while. Shout out to an old bass player talking about old bass player I used to live with, Dexter. He actually got a mention in the CD for his contribution to March of the Bastards. So I was kind of showing some of this earlier. I'm actually really proud of this. Let me talk about this for a minute. I'm trying to get it so it won't touch. The artwork is a contribution of quite a few people. The logo, and there was a different head that we were using for the last 12 years or so. was designed by Michelle Process, so shout out to her. And then you can see these little heads in the jars, the reference to that song, Blair Kind of Sucks. Maybe if I lay it. So you can kind of see them there. The heads in the jars there. That was done by a buddy of ours, Kyle. He played guitar in Vehemence, and he's got his own project, Dating Uranus. The new head we shot over to a company, Brutal Disorder Logos, and he created the head for us. And then all that stuff was given to me. I did the main layout with everything put together, and I shot that over to our buddy Jonathan Jungo, and he did color depth stuff on that. Then it all came back to me. Did some final tweaks on it. Checking my messages as I'm cutting out a little bit. Sorry, Gabe. Sure why. Live. Good. Play Freebird. I don't know how to play Freebird. That one. Play some Slayer maybe. I have that's E flat, I think. I don't think I have an E. Anyway, so I'm really proud of this artwork. I appreciate everyone's contribution, getting it put together. Back. So we mentioned Villain Recording Studios. That's my company. And Metal Devastation. Metal Devastation. MetalDevastation.com. Oh, that's way better. I should hold it up here. Here we go. We're doing. We had a distribution deal with him. Everything was recorded at Villain Recording Studios with Byron. He mixed and mastered everything. I did record the solo for Alone in Suffering studio, and I also recorded all of Mark's bass lines at our jam studio, and then gave all of that to Byron, and he mixed it and mastered it. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to CDs. I still buy CDs. Gabe says I'm cutting out. I'm not quite sure why I'm cutting out. Maybe the camera's too big? Not sure. I'm a big fan of CDs. I love the inlays and looking at the artwork. So we have some special thanks to everyone. Our heads in the jars there, and shout outs to various people. Never gonna see that text unless you buy it. And then inside, those are Nathan's original lyric sheets. Shout out to old hometown friend of mine from Buffalo, New York, JP Calaruso. His artwork or his photo, he does photos of abandoned buildings, forests, and railroad stuff, really stuff. So he took that photo and allowed me to tweak it and stretch it and colorize it and do to it. So I appreciate willingness to allow work. So we have that in the background, but that's Nathan's actual lyric sheets, which I think is really effing cool. I'm an old school guy that likes all that kind of stuff. So you can actually lyric sheet stuff. So that's cool. It's Calaruso with a C. But yeah, Gabe made a comment about LaRusso, but yeah, JP's really cool. He's a drummer from New York. He was in a band called Six Sick Sickos out of Buffalo. It's cool. Check them out. And that's the CD. Same thing on the back of the CD and inlay. I have rambled on. Cottonmouth. Don't have. Oh, I actually got there. Drink. So we were talking some video games earlier. Gabe likes to play some RPGs and MMORPGs. I'm not sure what his handle is. If you want to throw out your handle on any of the games for people that shoot you a friend's request. I currently play a lot of Fortnite. Not really choice. I play it because my kids play it. So you can catch me on this this Twitch stream and YouTube also. We're gonna start streaming that stuff, Mass Insanity or Jasinski Metal. I tried to change the names onto some of this stuff to make it all the same, but some of the names taken or had variations. Try again. Eventually, I also play Call of Duty and Path of Exile. Gabe, we should do that. We should stream some Path of Exile. Here anymore. Ran out. I actually didn't even know that was in there. I happened to find that one in the back of the fridge. Or Pride Brown Bear on Xbox. PRIDEBROWNBEAR on Xbox. That's, like I said, mine's Mass Insanity. Ski Metal. All right, let's try some music. So, get my side here. Setup. Open. Nick's playing Among Us. Yeah, Nick, you should hit up Faith and Honor and Justice. I think play Among Us. Also, I play every once in a while. I don't really have, so it's whatever. I'm just silent. Music. Check here. So one of the advantages of streaming software is to have multiple audio devices. I actually had, in order to get Gabe and Nathan in. Yeah, Lady Cat wants to see you play. Not yet, Gabe. Haven't switched to the guitar setup. All right, hang on. Let's see here. Totally not really prepared. Didn't really practice at all. Was too busy trying to set up all this streaming stuff. So all right, here I am. Sorry. Thanks, Gabe. You let me know that. Running. Fine. I didn't actually have my microphone set up in this scene. I thought I was going to be speakers. It's an headphone. Fine. Test audio. All right, you're going to have a second here. change. Just bear with me here for a second, y'all. Set up different. The microphone's still working? Okay. Hey, hey. I don't know why it went all quiet like that. Check this. All right. I can hear it now, but I don't think you guys are here. Pardon my technical difficulties. Oh, I know why. Bear with me here. So I'm doing this through my DAW. I use Reaper. So what you have to do is basically set up. I can't talk and do this at the same time. You have to set up your DAW to send your audio to streaming application. Audio. You should at least. I know you're not hearing. You can hear me though, right, Gabriel? He's telling me he doesn't have any audio. I know you're not hearing the music yet. I'm still working on that. That should be. Finds himself. Reaper enabled. Receive. Okay. You can hear my microphone though, right, Gabe? Yes, okay, you can hear me, okay. I'm just trying to work out the bugs. Obviously this is right. So. So what I have to do is I go to my DAW and I have to set the mains. I have to use a VST to stream it to my local network. So this is why this stuff gets complicated. And then within my streaming application, I have to set an audio input source that uses that same VST on receive mode. So if I play here, so you should be hearing something, but we're not. That bugs me. So maybe we won't be doing this. Oh, boohoo. Let's see. Switch my headphones, I think. So maybe I'll do that. So let me put that on that. All right, I think I have a plan. So obviously it's complicated with multiple audio devices and trying to stream and use a DAW at the same time. Switch that, switch that, switch. Okay. Here. Still not getting anything, huh? That's a big bummer, dude. Just one more try and let's call it. Weird, I had it working earlier. Try to switch sources. See if that. Playing. Well, that's a bummer. All right. Well, I do apologize that. Oh, damn it. Not really sure why. Difficult setup. Like I did have it work. I think that worked. Give me 1 second. Just me sitting here. Self, right? Hmm. All right. I got guitar. I don't think you guys are. What musician has to go through these days? I know, right? I got guitar. I don't know if you guys can hear that or set up. So I can hear my guitar now. I don't know if you guys are hearing that. If anybody's still watching, shoot me a chat message and let me know. Kind of weird because I'm getting it on my headphones. So you guys should be getting it by default. Cat's being encouraging. You got this. Yeah, this is a tough one. Like I may even have to like restart the streaming software, which would kill the whole feed. I don't really want to do that, you know. All right, let's try this again. Here. Stuff. Thanks, Liz. Appreciate the input. I mean, I'm just sitting here screwing off, trying to get this to work. You guys hanging out? You don't have to, of course. No, I'm just see if I can work. I got input on. Can you guys hear that or no? Kind of weird. I got like no signal. Sorry, stop talking. Trying to figure this all out. You know. So I can hear music when I press play on my. Huh? If I go in my streaming software and I add audio device, yeah, see, I don't think you guys are hearing that. I'm not sure why you're not hearing that, though. That's the weird thing. So it sounds like you can hear my Windows devices, right? You heard a chime? No, the problem is, like I'm hearing everything, but trying to get that into the streaming software is a difficult. Stream. Oh. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Gabriel said Devin Townsend had problems with his first virtual. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So it's working on my side, like I said. It's just trying to get that input into the streaming software. It's causing me a problem. I'm not sure why. Really shouldn't be. I'm going to take off the mic for a minute and see if that. I was saying, you guys can hear me. I do see signal coming out of it. So that's good. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Liz, Kat, Kate. Sit here and make a fool of myself trying to get this stupid shit to work. It's really not supposed to be this hard. Try this. That. Get anything with that? Nope. Yeah, at this point, I've turned this into a trial and error situation. Stupid thing working, right? Yeah, so it's weird. I see output from the DAW. It's just not making it to the streaming software. Yeah. Weird. I've had this problem before. Couple play along videos. Oh, Cat's asking what guitar I'm using. This is a PC Rich Virgin that I bought in the early 2000. I've had it for quite some time. I'm kind of a collector of guitars. I have quite a few. Most of them are BC Riches. I have Jackson's a couple Ibanez and Chervel. You guys are just sit here, stare at this stuff. Actually, kind of annoying because this stuff isn't that, I mean, like, I'm pushing the buttons and it's not doing what. Like I said, it looks like I can actually share that. Here you go. I think you guys can see that. That's my program called Reaper. These are just the tracks from the CD that I have loaded. Our track. Volume. Go. Input. I'm getting Facebook here. So if I push play, I tried to push it on my streaming window instead of my actual application. So if you push play, the output, this is the MP3, this track, that's my main. That's all working. And then what you're supposed to do is you open up an effects track. Anybody use a DAW, if you use Pro Tools plugins, so you add this Restream plugin. Can't see the plugin, but you add a Restream plugin. I just call it find some stuff. Set it to send audio broadcast, and it play. See that actually through the plugin. Then supposed to be probably show you. You're gonna get crazy multi-effect thing. Oh well, let me share my streaming applications. Anyway, so you had to add an audio source. Audio source. Weird, I'm only getting one channel output. I know you guys can't see. I can't share this audio device. It's only giving a single channel, and it's supposed to. Don't let me sing to myself. Tell me to shut up. Would think. single. I think I'm gonna switch to one. The Realtek has it. I'm just rambling to myself, you guys. Figure out why this stuff isn't. Place. Just not receiving. That's what I was talking about. That's my DAW. See, like, so this is my streaming OBS. DAW. I should just be able to add device audio. Yeah, it's not arming a guitar track. It's getting the audio into the DAW, or getting the DAW audio into the streaming software. I have a track is guitar. Guitar. Bouncing around. Push play. That's the MP3, my main. Then guitar. Everything's working in the DAW. If I click this effects button here, you guys can't see the pop-up, but I add a VST. It's called Restream. Change the, try this. Guys hearing anything? Music was working. Is it still working or no? It's almost like it. Well, that's good to know. is it peaking? And then it stops. It's really messed up. Why does it stop? Yeah, that's what I think. That was a problem I had before. Was anytime the transmission from DAW to the streaming application would peak, it was almost as if the streaming application was trying to protect itself, and it would disable that audio channel. So that's what I'm kind of dealing with. So are you still hearing the music when I do that, or no? Yeah, but it's not even peaking anymore. I fixed that by lowering the output level. And then it stops. Why? That's messed up. Here, I'll even turn all this shit really far down. So look at my, oh, you can't see my VST and my DAW is like 20, dude. Not peaking. Nice. Weird. Scenes. That's really weird, dude. trippy. I don't know why it's doing. It's something with the streaming application because it's not the DAW. The DAW keeps playing. I can't really do my app because if I stop it. Well, nothing, dude. Nope, nope, nope. Get rid of the mic here. See what happens. That might fix my audio dropping them. Got a noise gate on it. You'll get a little white noise if I do that. Let me know if that white noise is a problem on the microphone. I'm actually going to remove it for a second. Yeah, so it's the same problem I was having. I can... let me go back here. If I hit the button, like you hear nothing now. And then if I hit the button, you hear it for a second, and then it dies. So that's really weird. It wasn't doing that before, so why would it do that now? That's weird. You're quiet. Damn you, Gabriel. I blame you. It's all your fault. And not only am I not getting any... So that's really interesting. I'm also not getting any capture. Okay, let me try something else real quick. I gotta switch some cables. This is it. Last ditch effort. Okay, so I'm trying a different audio device, I guess. Just muting all those MP3 tracks. Gonna go ahead and remove my VST for now. So if I hit play, it's loud as fuck. So let's turn all that shit down. Holy crap, almost blew out my eardrums. Okay, I'm not expecting you guys to hear anything yet. But let's see if I do that. It's weird when I pick the line 6, it's only one channel. No luck. Not sure why. Kind of dumbfounded at this point. I did have this working at one point in time. I remember it was picky. It's like right now I'm not getting anything at all. Not even when I hit the button, like when I was hitting the button before. It's the streaming app, dude. You're basically trying to run a VST on the streaming app. So you have to arm an audio channel, and then you add a VST to it. But the VST is not like an amp or EQ. It's an actual streaming VST that redirects your audio. I'm willing to bet if I were to stop the streaming software and restart it, that it would start working. Kat says she can hear it in my headphones. Oh, believe me, Kat, I want to punch it. I really do. Well, like I said, I had this problem before. It was kind of a touchy little thing. I bet if I stopped the stream and restarted it, it would probably work, which I may try, but just in case I don't, hey, I appreciate y'all staying up late with me and hanging out with He Who Binds Himself, and we talked a little bit about the album with Nathan and Gabe, so I think we'll just call it. I might restart it just to see if I can get the audio stuff to work. But otherwise, appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining us on the 1 year anniversary of the digital release. Maybe we'll do this again in May for the CD release. Hopefully we'll be back to playing shows. We haven't even had a real release show yet because of all this nonsense. All right, well, I'm going to hit stop, and maybe I'll restart it here in just a minute and see what happens. Again, thanks, everyone. Appreciate you.